with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I just received a fucking invite to my high school reunion. My first high school, the one I got kicked out of at the start of year 9. Just yesterday I was thinking about that, how much pressure they applied on me to get me out of that fucking school. Because when my mum sold our house, we moved out of the fucking catchment area. Like, they didn't have to have me there. Previously, they had to have me because I fucking lived in the area. But I moved to a place called Dramana, and there was a kid at my school who lived in Rye, which is like half an hour past Dramana. And the teachers would pull me into the office and go, look, we don't want you here anymore. We don't even need to have you here. You should be going to school in Dramana. And I would go, look, fucking Ben, he lives in Rye and he still goes to this school. And they're like, yeah, Ben didn't walk through the fucking corridors with a fucking cigarette in his hand, did he? Ben isn't ditching class and getting fucking high every fucking day, is he? We are very happy with Ben. He could live another 2 hours away and would still take him. You, not so much. So fucking, it was just before I get a fucking invite to my high school reunion from a guy I actually went to primary school with him. Kenan, a fucking Bosnian dude. Huge Bosnian dude, Muslim guy. He was actually the first guy to punch me flat out in the face. He was also the second guy to fucking punch me flat out in the face. I think we would have been like 10 or some shit. He's the guy that we found out he was Muslim. We didn't even know what fucking Muslim was. All we knew was he couldn't eat fucking pork or ham or anything. So we pinned him down and tried to force ham into his mouth. Just a bunch of kids trying to have a little bit of fun out there. We'd be in jail if we did that now. Probably should have been in jail back then as well. Pinning someone down and forcing ham into their mouth, that is like, it's a hate crime. I can't remember exactly who was fucking leading that assault, but I feel like I may have been around the front. If I wasn't leading it, I was very close to the leader. So I caught one in the face for that, and then we were playing basketball, I don't know, like 6 months later, and I threw a basketball at his face. And then he just started swinging. And then I actually beat the shit out of him. Anyway, I get a fucking invite from him, and I'm fucking looking at it, and I'm looking at who's been invited. You can see who's been invited. 114 people have been invited, and I fucking just start looking through everyone, and I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to see any of these people. And none of the people I hung out with at school are invited because none of them finished school. I don't even know how I'm invited. One of the guys who did finish year 12 added me to the group fucking ages ago, and somehow I've snuck under the radar, and I'm in this fucking reunion group. So I'm scrolling through these people, and I'm like, fuck, I remember this cunt. I don't want to see them. Oh my God, I remember this. Fuck. I don't want to see them. Out of the 114 people, I don't want to see probably 112 of them. Like, I mean, I don't have fucking any interest at all even finding out how their lives panned out. You know when you see people from your past and you're just like, ugh. Like, they did nothing wrong to you, but they're like a symbol of a depressing time. Like, those years were fucked, and the people that were around in those years, when you see them, they just bring back, like, the bad vibes. Even just looking at the people that got invited, it's so fucking depressing. It depressed the shit out of me. I'm like, oh. That cunt has 3 kids. Ugh. They fucking look like him too. Ugh. So I just spent the last hour looking through these cunts' profiles and shit. And I was like thinking to myself, how would I even fucking go to this joint? I would be looked down on. Like, what the fuck is this cunt doing here? We haven't seen this cunt in like 25 years. He was barely part of the fucking school. He spent most of his time suspended before getting expelled. How would I walk into that room with all those cunts in there? I haven't spoken to any of them in fucking God knows how long. And I was like, there's just no way I would fucking do it. There's no way I would go to this fucking reunion. And then I was like, that is such a fucking pussy thing to say. Have some fucking balls. Unbutton your fucking shirt and just strut into the reunion. That's what you should do. And then I was like, nah, well, it's down in Melbourne. I'm living in Sydney now. I'm not fucking flying down for it. And I was like, when is it anyway? And I looked at the fucking date, November 18. I'm going to be in Melbourne for it. I'm going to be there because the Oppression Chamber fucking live pod is on November 19. So I get into town November 18, fucking the day of my high school reunion. And I'm like, I'm going to this high school reunion now. Not for me, for the pod. I do nothing for me anymore. It's all pod. This is going to be one of the most awkward situations I've ever been in my entire life because people are going to have crews. Like people have friend groups and you'll just automatically gravitate towards your old friends. None of my friends were invited and none of the people that were invited I was ever friends with either. Like no one at this reunion I'll be able to go up and go, fuck, they were wild days, weren't they? No one. It's all fucking pod. Fucking hell. But I'm fucking going now. I'm going to the fucking high school reunion. I fucking so badly don't want to go, but I'm going. Anyway, these are the sacrifices I fucking make. That'll do for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around. Hit me up on social media on Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you the fuck later.